Ladies, have you been suffering from brain fog, unexplained fatigue, and sudden weight gain? And if you said yes to any of these and haven't been able to understand why, you might be perimenopausal. We've all heard of menopause, and you may already be aware of some of the symptoms of menopause. You might have heard it being called other names like the time of life or the change. It's an inevitable part of a woman's life, at which point the body goes through some serious biological changes. Menopause is a natural part of the aging process and marks a point in life when your periods stop altogether. As I'm sure many of you will already know, women are born with all their eggs stored in their ovaries, and these are released over the course of your reproductive life cycle. The ovaries are also responsible for the production of the hormones estrogen and progesterone, which regulate the menstrual cycle, among other things. You officially reach menopause 12 months after your final period. Before this though, you'll experience what's known as perimenopause. Think of perimenopause as the transition period leading up to menopause itself. Throughout this time, your hormone levels will be in a constant state of fluctuation, with your estrogen levels rising and falling unevenly. This, unfortunately, can result in a number of symptoms, including irregular periods and menstruation without periods, hot flashes, increased belly fat, as well as mental symptoms of menopause such as brain fog and mood swings. The first sign that you could be perimenopausal will be going from having regular periods to your cycle becoming unpredictable. Fun, right?
Just stop talking.
So when does this all start? It could be a lot sooner than most people expect. There's a misconception that only old, graying and wrinkled women experience menopause. Menopause most commonly occurs between the ages of 45 and 55, and the symptoms of menopause and perimenopause can start to develop up to 10 years before this. That means that some women can start experiencing perimenopause as early as their mid-30s. I will point out though that this isn't set in stone. Everyone's body is different, and you might go through some of these changes earlier or later than others. The one thing that we can say for sure is that this change is inevitable.
No.
So, let's talk of the symptoms of perimenopause. Here are 10 of the most common symptoms. Changes to your body weight. You might have noticed you've gained more belly fat during perimenopause. This is normal and the biggest physical change that most people will notice when looking in the mirror. This comes down to how your body stores fat, and the changes to this are due to hormonal fluctuations. Vaginal dryness. Lower levels of estrogen can cause a drop in blood supply to the vagina, which can affect the lubrication and make the vagina too dry for comfortable sex. Hot flashes. In response to the lowered levels of estrogen, your glands release a higher level of other hormones that affect the brain's thermostat, setting the heat
to fiery levels of hell.
Difficulty sleeping. This can be down to the hot flashes, which manifest into night sweats. As a result of restless nights, you're likely to feel miserable and irritable throughout the day, making your daily life even harder to navigate. A lack of energy. Now obviously, if you're not getting enough sleep, your body doesn't have the chance to recharge properly, and this can have a knock-on effect on your energy levels throughout the day. Your hormonal changes will also reduce your energy at a cellular level. Muscle and joint pain. Many women find themselves becoming stiffer and less mobile during perimenopause. Your joints contain estrogen receptors, which are impacted by hormonal reduction, which can make it harder to maintain regular movement and exercise. A reduced sex drive. Now, there are many reasons, both physical and mental, that you might experience a reduced sex drive, such as vaginal dryness, physical changes to your body that might make you feel more self-conscious around your partner and have a knock-on effect on your mental health and libido. Heart palpitations. Low estrogen can increase your cholesterol levels, which increases your risk of developing heart and circulatory disease. Your change in hormones will also cause your heart to beat faster at times, and this can sometimes happen during a hot flash episode. Brain fog. It's one of the biggest problems our clients talk to us about. Estrogen plays an important role in cognitive function and synaptic health. When levels of estrogen begin to reduce during perimenopause, this can have an adverse effect on your cognition, resulting in a number of symptoms such as memory loss, difficulty staying focused, difficulty finding words, losing your train of thought, and getting easily confused. Mood swings. Now, just like brain fog, hormonal fluctuations can impact your mood, causing extreme highs and lows, anxiety, and low self-esteem. At Body Smart, we've coached hundreds of women who've struggled with these symptoms of menopause. Here's what some of them had to say.
I was really beating myself up. I thought that because I hit menopause, there was no fixing me. I was so unhappy with the way I looked. I didn't feel good and had no energy at all. I realised that I was embarrassed to be in pictures. I started to fall into the trap of believing the influencers and that teas and magic pills would be the answer, when deep down I knew it was all about real food and smart choices.
I gave myself hormone shots from a local fat loss doctor. I took pills, tried hormone lotion, and although I lost weight, I gained it back. I bombed every time. I was worried about the middle-age spread and obesity.
I tried all the diets, keto, protein diet, Weight Watchers, Beachbody, but was not able to do them for more than a month. I thought that maybe I was not able to lose weight because I had a slow metabolism and was over 50 years old.
So what can you do to combat the symptoms of perimenopause and menopause? We'll be going into more detail on each of the symptoms mentioned earlier in this video over the coming weeks, but here are some of the things that you can start doing right now to help reduce the impact of these changes. Make sure you stay active and get plenty of movement into your day. Set yourself a daily step goal. This will help boost your energy levels, increase your total daily energy expenditure to help fight off fat gain, and combat joint and muscle deterioration. Regular resistance training will prevent osteoporosis and help maintain and build muscle. Make sure you have an overall nutrient-dense diet. Your diet doesn't just help physically, it can also help improve your cognitive abilities, clearing the brain fog and improving your memory. Get enough sleep. Sleep is your superpower. Without sleep, the brain struggles to function properly as it doesn't have the opportunity to reset, which means the neurons become overworked and unable to function effectively, leaving you feeling physically and mentally fatigued. Watch your alcohol intake. Now, I'm not here to tell you to stop drinking altogether. Drinking in moderation is fine. However, excessive alcohol consumption has been linked to conditions such as osteoporosis and an increased risk of heart conditions, which can exacerbate some of the common menopause symptoms like hot flashes and muscle and joint pain. If your alcohol intake is also regularly putting you into a calorie surplus, then this can contribute to fat gain, which due to the hormonal changes in menopause will often be most evident around the stomach area. Hydration. Water is the elixir of life, and we all know that. You should be drinking around 2 to 3 liters of water per day to ensure that you're well hydrated. This will affect almost all the symptoms of menopause, including getting rid of brain fog, helping your body regulate temperature, protecting your joints, aiding in digestion, and helping you stay fuller for longer, which will help you lose fat by making it easier to maintain a calorie deficit. If you find that none of these things are working for you and that your symptoms continue to persist, I always recommend speaking to your doctor to get blood tests done, as there could be other underlying conditions. Many women going through perimenopause and menopause are prescribed hormonal replacement treatment, which helps regulate the fluctuations of estrogen and progesterone to help alleviate the symptoms. Your doctor will be able to help determine if this is going to be the best course of treatment for you. Now, let's revisit our clients from earlier. They implemented these strategies as a part of their weight loss journeys throughout perimenopause and menopause and saw incredible results. Remember, these are real women and these are very real results. Judy fought off the middle-aged spread and managed to lose 37.7 pounds during her journey. She said,
"I'm getting strong, my clothes fit so nice and I feel confident. The education is invaluable. It'll change your mindset forever. It brought back my passion for health and fitness, and because of this, I'm now studying to get my precision nutrition certification."
Karen, who was struggling with her hormonal imbalances, went on to lose 31 pounds, and she said,
I make the path now. I feel like the Terminator on the elliptical and I actually eat veggies. I can look in the mirror and be happy with my progress and know I will never go back to the lump I was. I have realised I can do anything I want. I can still eat my favourite foods and I will live longer to be here for my kid.
And finally, superstar Anik was able to say goodbye to the fad diets that weren't serving her and embrace the changes her body was going through as she celebrated her 50th birthday without feeling any guilt or shame. Anik said,
I used to be scared about the scale, the food, the wine, but with Body Smart and my fabulous coach Kelly, I learned how to still drink wine and eat cheese while losing 30 pounds. No more diets for me. Bye-bye.
If you want to learn how to be body smart and achieve real results like these women, then click the link in the description to apply for one-to-one personalized coaching. So what have we learned? Unfortunately, ladies, perimenopause and menopause are inevitable, and they come along with some pretty intense symptoms.
Oh, hell no!
But there are ways for you to overcome these, starting with some simple lifestyle changes that you can put into practice right now. We're going to be getting into more detail of each of the most common symptoms in a series of videos that will be released on this channel. So don't forget to check back in for more help and advice on how to navigate your way through perimenopause and menopause. Do you want to know how to overcome the 3 most common symptoms when it comes to perimenopause and menopause? If so, comment below #book and we'll send you our guide.